Hey everyone, my name is Olivia Dish and I am an alumni to Juxtaposition Winter Guard. In this video, we will be talking about acting and how it pertains to color guard. We'll be focusing on some physical methods and how each one can help us grow as an actor. With each method, we'll also be doing some fun little exercises, so be sure to stick around and please enjoy this video. All right, so before we dive into these methods, I just want to talk a little bit about how acting pertains to color guard. As far as color guard goes, acting and performing mean the same thing. Whether or not you're competing, the main goal in color guard is usually to engage an audience in some way. It doesn't matter what the emotion you're trying to convey is, you are trying to engage an audience. I like to describe this as selling a product. So as a performer, you are trying to sell a product to the audience. And by the end of your performance, your hope is that you have convinced the audience to buy your product. Now for each method that we're going to talk about today, having confidence and being vulnerable are huge components to being successful. And with that being said, let's get started. So physical methods. There are 3 physical methods that I want to talk about: posture, faces, and breathing. We're going to start out with posture. Posture is the largest physical method in that it requires your entire body. We're going to do a couple exercises now to find different postures and correlate them with emotions and characteristics. I like to do both of these in front of a mirror so that I can truly see what my body is doing. Okay, so for this first exercise, it's just simply finding different sizes. So we're gonna find a small size, a medium size, and a large size. You can do what I'm doing, or feel free to explore and choose your own path. Be unique to yourself. Okay. First size is small. So I'm feet together, hunched over, covering my middle section. This is making me feel very shy, hurting, very protective of myself. Find different words that express how you're feeling. Now we're gonna go to our second size, which is a medium. I'm just in a neutral stance. My arms are hanging down by my side. I'm looking straight forward. This is making me feel very calm, at peace. Find different words to express how you're feeling. And then we're gonna find our third and final size, which is a large size. I'm gonna extend. I'm gonna stand in a nice wide second, hold my arms out. I'm splaying my hands into jazz hands and shooting energy out from my fingertips and reaching the walls around me. I'm held high here through my chest. This is making me feel very confident and prideful. Our second exercise is finding different objects and animals to take on and finding those characteristics within those 2 things. I'm gonna give a couple of examples, but again, there's a wide selection of things that you can choose from. Feel free to experiment on your own. First example that I'm gonna do is an object. So I'm gonna do a tree. So I like to give an action to my objects as well. So I'm a tree blowing in the wind. So I'm gonna have a nice sturdy base, and I'm gonna have a couple of branches with leaves. You can have extended, bent, whatever. And then you can have different breezes. So mine's just going to sway and just kind of go smooth. It's a very light breeze. She's just blowing me back and forth. You can have a breeze that's like pounding, so you're like banging against something, whatever. It can be a tornado wind, so it can be taking you around in a circle, whatever that is for you. All right, so let's take on an animal. Now, I will say, for animals, when they are 4-legged creatures, our natural instinct is to drop down to all 4s and crawl around. I want to say, try to stay away from that. I like to do mine standing always, so I can make them more human-like, and that way it'll translate easier into a show. So say you have a show about a dog. You're not going to be crawling around on all 4s the entire show. You're going to be standing for some of it, and you want to help that process a little bit by doing it now. So the animal I'm going to take on is a cat. I feel cats are very regal and very posh. I also feel like they're very slow, and then they have quick bursts of energy. So very slow, and then a quick little burst of energy. Just finding different ways to express that. So let's move on to faces. Again, I like to be in front of a mirror to just really help me out. The first thing that I do is I just find different shapes with my face. I just see what my face can do. So I lift my eyebrows up, I pull them down, I frown, I smile, I open my mouth really wide, and then I close it. I just look at different angles and how at different angles, different expressions can seem different, and just experiment. The second thing that I do is a little exercise. Now what I do is I take an emotion or a characteristic and I try expressing that, and I just find like several different ways of expressing that. So the first one that we're gonna do is evil, malicious, or like angry. So what I normally do is I pull my eyebrows down because I feel like an upward eyebrow is more happy and excited. So I pull my eyebrows down and I either snarl or I frown, or I just have like a straight line mouth, and I just look very intently at something. I feel like if you were evil, you wouldn't be looking away all the time. Like that would be a nervous evil almost. Like you want to be very intent with your focus, and you're just very intense, I guess. And those are just some different ways that I find evil and malicious. Second one is joyful. So we have just the natural smile. You can have a closed mouth smile, or you can have a showing your teeth smile. You can have a, I feel like some people don't realize that like excited and joyful and happy are kind of all in the same realm. Like if I'm happy, I'm so excited to be happy, and almost like I have that open mouth, like excited feeling. So the final physical method is breathing, and I have 2 exercises to help us find our breath. Again, I just like to be in front of a mirror so I can just really see what I'm doing. The first exercise, what I'm going to do is find 2 faces of a similar emotion. So let's go for like joyful or happy. So my first face is this, and my second face is this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make my first face, inhale, and then on the exhale, I'm going to change to my second face. So that looks like this. Letting ourselves change facial expressions with breath will bring a sense of realism to our performance. Instead of just plastering on one face, you want to breathe and change your expression throughout your performance. Our second exercise is finding different breathing patterns with different emotions. I feel like for every emotion that we have a different pattern of breathing. For example, if I'm calm, I just have a steady breathing pattern, right? I just inhale and exhale. If I'm running from something and I'm very like afraid and like anxiety ridden, my heart is pounding, I have a very fast breathing pattern. I'm breathing heavy in and out. If I am angry at something, I have maybe a slower breathing, but I have a heavy exhale. So if I'm really mad at something, I go, and you get very tense and you just have that heavy exhale. If I'm happy, I'm very light and airy with my breathing. So just finding those different breathing patterns will really help you out. That is it for this video. I thank you all for your time, and please stay safe and healthy.